guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at Tampa Honda, and we have it. This is a 2020 Honda Accord with that 2-liter turbo, that detuned Type R motor, but this one is the touring trim. So what that's gonna mean is, first of all, it's the top trim of the Accord lineup. Second of all, when you go touring, you actually get adaptive dampers at all 4 corners. And one thing I want to talk about with this car is, should you go the Accord touring route, or should you go, if you want performance, especially in the twisty bits, should you go the Camry TRD? Now, they may not seem like likely competitors, but Toyota's Camry TRD is all about that utmost Camry performance through the twisties. Well, guess what? Don't let the touring name fool you into thinking that this is just some car to go across the whole United States on the highway. This thing could get up and boogie as well. But let's talk a little bit of history about the Accord. Accord's been around since 1976. It's won the Car and Driver Best Automobile Award 34 separate times. We're now in the 10th generation of the Accord that first appeared in 2017. For 2020, we got this touring, and we're gonna dive in and see what it's all about. So right off the bat, you can see the styling that was present at the start of the 10th generation still continues on the touring trim. You're gonna get full LED lighting. You can see all the different elements inside, LED daytime running lamps, and then you have the chrome trim, which starts in the upper corner of the headlight housing and then drifts all the way across the front. We drop down, you have more exterior lighting, these LED fog lamps, and a nice functional air curtain. Nothing fake up front, which is great. As we come across the front, super clean, gloss black, horizontal slots. You have your Honda sensing technology in here, which is gonna keep you and your family safe. I think I would just like to see a little bit of an extension on the front. You have the extension on the corners, and it's done so well. Just a little bit here in the front, that chrome that goes all the way across the center section at the top there, but very Honda from the front. And that was the thing, is with this generation, they wanted to make it not look so bland anymore. And I think even though it's been a few years since the 10th generation was introduced, definitely does not look bland anymore. Now, when we get up onto the hood, you can see 2 very light rises that go all the way back towards the windshield. Other than that, this pearlescent white paint is sparkling like a diamond. As we come around the bend, you can see the sharp edges coming out from that front fascia. We go into wheel and tire setup. So this wheel and tire setup is specific for the 2-liter turbo. What you're looking at, this is a 19-inch wheel. You have machined aluminum, some silver, and overall, I think fits the white very, very nicely. I think I'd rather have these the gloss black like you see on the Sport. And the Sport trim, it's kind of weird. Like, you go Sport, but you lose adaptive dampers. So with the touring, you're gonna get those adaptive dampers all 4 corners. You put this in Sport mode, it's gonna adjust the stiffness of the suspension. I'm telling you, around a racetrack, don't let this Accord fool you. It actually can turn some pretty hot times, even though it's front-wheel drive. As we go down the side, very sharp belt line goes all the way down the side of the car. You have your standard size sunroof. It would have been nice if they blacked out the roof with the sunroof. I really think that look kind of cleans up everything, especially on a white car. A little bit of chrome trim on the door handles, chrome trim across the bottom. Another thing that I really love is, look at how the side sill kind of tucks in, and then that body line rides the bottom portion of the door panel. Gives it a lot of personality from the side. And I really think that when you look at Camry, when you look at this car, that's what they're really trying to do, is get a little bit more personality. Obviously with the TRD, that one's gonna stick out like a sore thumb because of all the extra aerodynamic bodywork on the car. Now, as we keep working our way to the back, that chrome trim at the top of the mirror, at the top of the windows, extends all the way back. And then when you get to the rear of the vehicle, very, very clean. Now, I'm gonna zonk it. They should have put a color matched trunk lid spoiler, just a little kick up. You have the stapler style taillights, LED. Some people love them, some people hate them. It's one of those things. You drop down. Interesting how they decided to go black across the bottom here with all the other chrome elements. I'm surprised that that is not chrome trim around the bottom, but you do have the decorative exhaust tips that do melt very nicely into the rear fascia, and those are functioning pipes behind the decorative trims there. But why don't we go ahead, pop the hood, and see what all the hubbub is about with that turbocharged engine. All right, guys, hood is popped. We do have a prop rod. I'm gonna have zonk it because the hood's not too heavy. Underneath that hood is the Type R goodness. Now, unfortunately, it is detuned. So you are looking at that inline-4 turbocharged engine, 2-liter, 252 horsepower, 273 pound-feet of torque. The great news is you can get an Accord in a manual or an automatic transmission. The automatic is a 10-speed automatic. The vehicle weighs around 3,419 pounds, 0 to 60 in 5.4 seconds, quarter mile in 14 flat, a regulated governed top speed of 126 miles an hour, MPGs, 22 in the city, 23 in the highway. And what's nice is when you go into that sport mode, not only are the adaptive dampers going to change their stiffness, it also quickens the steering response, throttle response, the way the transmission behaves, and the engine as well. What I do like about underneath the hood, very, very clean, simple engine cover. We don't need a lot of pizzazz. You do have that turbocharger mounted right up front. It would be nice to have 306 horsepower. And yes, you can get that Honda tune to open this sucker up, but I think from the factory, 306 horsepower would make perfect sense. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the interior and see what the Touring is all about. All right, guys, we're in the 2020 Accord Touring trim. It's really a lap of luxury in here. I like the touches and the finishes. I know you're at that point where you're like, Joe, all right, you're comparing this to a Camry, especially the TRD. How much is this one? This Accord Touring, which is the top trim, you're looking at an MSRP right around $37,000. It's about $5,000 more than a Camry TRD, but I think you're gonna see when I take you for a lap around this interior where the money's being spent. Let's go to the door panel. So love the two-tone material. You have that, I wanna say it's an off-white, light gray. It's not a beige. You have the faux wood trim, the silver trim that runs along the bottom of it, soft touch at the top, at the middle, armrest is nice, and you have a large pocket in there for some ding-dongs and a nice bottle of milk to wash it all down as you're cutting laps in your Accord Touring. Now, when you get to the interior, the dash setup is very nice, soft, hard material here. So we're gonna zonk this piece here, but I love the faux wood. 8-inch infotainment system screen, really nice setup, super clean graphics, has the nice swipe feature, Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, which is wonderful, navigation, of course, all that goodness. You do have actual knobs. So if you're afraid of not having your volume control knob, you get them on the Accord. As we drop down, very clean AC vents, silver trim. Love the start-stop button, especially how it's on and it's bright red. Ventilated seats, heated seats, and dual climate control. You're not gonna get those in your Camry TRD. You drop down, nice cover, a little bit of silver trim. Open up the door, what do we have? Wireless charging, USB, and a 12-volt, all in one nice area. Close that door back up, clean. Key fob, that's your traditional Honda setup key fob, remote start. 2 large cup holders, you get a couple more bottles of milk. This is gonna control this push button transmission is the 10-speed automatic transmission. You do have sport mode, and what's cool is when you hit sport mode, I'll show you when you get to the driver's side, everything turns red because red means race. Love the stitch work on the sides, the flat black, metallic, no fingerprints, fingerprint resistant. Flat on the armrest, not very soft. It's like an old piece of Japanese sushi, like stale sushi. But the good news is you open this up, you have a tray for your Skittles, another USB, a 12-volt, and then you could load up the bottom with a ton of Twinkies where guess what? You could tour around the whole United States and even go into Canada and have plenty of food. Close that up, seats. I love the material, nice soft leather. The stitch work is great, perforated all the way down. Of course, you're gonna get full power for the passenger and the driver, but I love the whole layout, nice wide cushion for the lower portion. You're gonna get that standard size sunroof. At $37,000, it would be nice to have a panoramic sunroof, but they did take care of us with the frameless auto dimming mirror, which kind of cleans up this whole look here. Now, passenger side's great. Get your butt over behind the wheel. I wanna show you the business end behind this Accord Touring. All right, guys, Business end, you have 2 memory settings on the seats, easy to get to, very nice. You have all your manual controls. Ooh, that lower lumbar feels good right about there. Steering wheel, Honda does some of the best wheels in the business. Love this wheel, more so than the Camry TRD. The silver is great. You got your thumb drive controller. You got your paddles to go up and down that 10-speed. Now remember, in the Camry TRD, you got an 8-speed automatic transmission. Dash, the setup is super clean. Take a look. You're gonna have a digital display on the left, analog speedometer on the right, and then you could scroll, as I hit the camera, you could scroll through a plethora of information in that digital. And if you notice, it's red because I have it in sport. If I get out of sport, then everything goes white again. Put it back in sport, you could see the dampers. It shows the dampers stiffening up. You're ready to rock and roll. You also have a head-up display, which gives you some information as well. So you're getting everything that you need, and such a wonderful steering wheel. But why don't we go ahead, let's check out the back seat and see how much room there is for your passengers. All right, guys, back seat time. Now remember, this is about $5,000 more than a Camry TRD, but you're seeing what you're getting in the touches. The leather goes all the way around. Nice large pocket. You could put your crossword puzzles. You could put a Monopoly board game. Maybe you want to play Monopoly. Maybe you want to start hating whoever's in the car with you while you're playing. That's the Monopoly breaks up families. That's all I got to say. Rear AC vents. You know who's knocking? The big zonk. No USB, no 12 volt, not even 2 cans and a string back here. And on the touring trim at $37,000, that hurts right here just a little bit. But the good news is, armrests, nice and large and soft, 2 cup holders. You could have had the technology even built into the armrests. Plenty of leg room. The great news is, with this 10th generation, they extended the wheelbase, but they shortened the vehicle. You have plenty, it's like seeing through space in here. Why don't we go ahead, let's check out the trunk, see how usable this Accord is. All right, guys, time to check out the junk in the trunk. What do we have? No electric assist. You're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way. Nice wide opening, plenty of space. Those seats are gonna do the 60-40 split, and I like the way the engineers put these nice handles at each corner to lower those seats down. I know a lot of times you wanna see, well, what's underneath the cargo, so we got a nice cargo protector, and then we have underneath, there's your jack and whatnot. So easy to get to. Close that up. Let's get to the best part. Let's see, if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's see how this Accord Touring drives. Let's go take it for a spin. All right, guys, driving on the road here, very, very smooth. The seats are comfortable, they're supportive. Visibility out the back is great. Front windshield's great. You got the head-up display. Easy to get to the infotainment system. Like I showed you earlier, you open up that door, you have all your connectivity, including wireless charging. And there's just something that Honda does with their steering wheels, which are spot on the money. Now, I did put it in sport mode, so that means the stiffness, the weight of the steering increases, throttle response increases, all those good things that you want when you're wanting extra performance. You do have an eco mode button as well to help maximize fuel, but I really want to take this through a twisty bit to kind of showcase the adaptive dampers that are at all 4 corners here, and really open your eyes to how this Accord Touring handles. Definitely has straight line speed with the detuned Type R motor in it for sure. All right, guys, little acceleration test. I'm gonna leave it in automatic mode. On throttle, the 10-speed drops down. A little bit of chirping of the tires. A chirping tire is a happy tire. On the brakes, brakes feel good. Look at this. This is great. I'm telling you, this Accord is an eye-opener for sure. And with it just in automatic mode, handles superb. Good feedback. It's not just about a quick steering box or, you know, weight to a steering wheel. It's about the feedback that you're getting from those front wheels transmitted to the steering wheel. And that's what allows you to have confidence. That's what allows you to have the best of both worlds in this Accord. And that's what you're getting. You're getting the nice ride, if you know, you're getting the nice overall quality of materials, but when you want to turn up the wick, you can. And that's what I like about this car. All right, guys, let's do another acceleration test. I'm gonna use manual shift mode in 2nd gear on throttle. Here we go. Shifting through the gears, using the paddles. On the brakes, downshift once, nice, look at this. Great turn-in, on the brakes, decreasing radius, back end pivots just enough to really allow you to square off the corner, and I'm telling you, nice and flat for an Accord. Now, was it like driving a Porsche 911? No, of course not. But those dampers doing the business. You do have a little bit thicker anti-roll bar. Here's the amazing news, guys. They took, when I say they, I'm talking about other magazine publications, have taken the Camry TRD, put it up against this Accord Touring on VIR, which is Virginia International Raceway. This car turned a lap 4 seconds faster than the Camry TRD. So just something to just kind of mull over. You could chew on that a little while, but I really think that Honda has made a barn burner of this Accord 2-liter turbo Touring. And I'm hoping that that gave you a nice overall feel of what this car is about. We're gonna get back to Tampa Honda and wrap this one up, so I'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another wonderful day here at Tampa Honda. Definitely got to thank Sam and the rest of the crew getting us access to this 2020 Accord Touring trim. This thing for a midsize, going up against the other competitors. Let's forget about the Camry TRD. Let's talk about Mazda 6 and whatnot. This thing is a rocket ship, and it's got the handling, and you get the reliability and everything else all wrapped up into one nice package. Is it a little bit more? Sure. But I think that you're definitely getting a lot more for the price compared to the other competitors like that Camry TRD. But if it's cars like these mid-sized cars that you want to keep seeing on the channel, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit the subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile coming back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Radies Rise family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you on the channel, click the link in the description. Get yourself some Radies Rise merch. Got to give it up to Big Guns McGee. Working the camera like a champ. Thank you for your hard work, Tom. And just like always, I'll see you on the next ride.